I want to estimate the area under this curve using midpoint sum. I will perform 6 subintervals, 4 subintervals, and 2 subintervals. Another name for subinterval is called subdivision. So we have a table value. The domain is from 0 to 12, and then each x has a corresponding y. So this is 0, 5 is a point on the curve. So we have 13 points. I connect all 13 points to get a curve. So how do you do a midpoint sum? At this point, we already discussed the left sum and the right sum, and then if you don't know how to do the left sum and the right sum, I recommend you to go watch the previous videos first. All right. So for the midpoint sum, we will be using subintervals. The first step is we have to find the width of the rectangle. So here is how we do it. The width of the rectangle, we call it a delta x. That is using the maximum, which is 12, minus the minimum 0, and then divided by 6 subintervals. Right, so we have 6 subintervals, and then 6 divided by 12, that is equals to 2. 2 represents the width or the base of each rectangle. So each rectangle, the rectangle under the curve is 2 units long, and then each interval is from where to where. Tell me the x value. So the way I do this is we start at 0, right? So I draw a dot and then I draw a line. Start at 0. The width is 2. 0 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8 plus 2, and then 10 plus 2. So we start at 12, and then make sure that we have 6 intervals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 subintervals. And then for the left sum and right sum, for the left sum, you pick everything from 0 all the way to 10, right? For the right sum, you go from 12 all the way to 2. And then how about for the midpoint sum? For the midpoint sum, we are going to do something a little bit different. So we already have 6 intervals, right? So the first interval is from 0 to 2. For the midpoint sum, you have to do one extra step, that is finding the midpoint of each interval. So let's use a different color to do it. What is the midpoint? What is the midpoint of 0 and 2? So 0 plus 2 divided by 2, that is equals to 1. Between 2 and 4, the midpoint is 3. 4 and 6, this is a 5, this is a 7, and then this is a 9, and then this is a 11, right? As you can see, the difference between each pair of from 1 to 3, 3 to 5, the difference is 2, right? So the width is 2. So here is how we draw the rectangle. So from 0 to 2, we have 1, right? So we start at 1. This is a little bit different than the left and right. So start at 1, and then we draw the top of the rectangle, which is 2 units long, and then of course the bottom is also 2 units long. And then this is our first rectangle. And then when x is equals to 3, this is the point we grab, and then we go from 3 to 2 and 4. And then we draw our rectangle like that. And then x is equals to 5, so we pick a 5, and then we extend to 4 and 6, like that. And then at 7, sorry. And then at 7, 6 to 8, and then here is our rectangle. And then at 9, extend to 8 and to 10. And then at 11, you take a point. Oh, that line is not straight, right? I would like to keep this line really straight. All right, perfect. And then at 11, goes to 10 and 12. There you go. All right, there you go. You have your 6 rectangle. The difference between left, right, and the midpoint is for the left sum, once again, we grab everything from 0 all the way to 10. For right sum, we go from 12 all the way to 2. The difference between the left, right, and the midpoint is for midpoint, we actually have to use every single one of these midpoint. All right. And then the sum, so we have M6, right? So we have a M6 that is equals to delta x, which is 2, times f of 1 plus f of 3 plus f of 5 and then plus f of 7 plus f of 9, and then plus f of 11. And then when you distribute the 2, so 2 times f of 1, so the 2 is the base of the rectangle, the 1 is the height of the rectangle. So 2 times 1, that gives you the area of the first rectangle. And then 2 times f of 3, so 2, this is the base, and then f of 3 is the height of the rectangle. Same thing for the next one. So this is base 2, and then f of 5 is the height of the rectangle. So we do this to find the area of each rectangle, and then we add them up. And then what is that equals to? So that is 2 when x is equals to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. You will be looking at the table value. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. So if you haven't done so, take a screenshot of this, and then you can use this for the rest of the video. So let me get rid of this circle so you can take a screenshot of that. Feel free to pause, take a screenshot, and then resume. So f of 1, you have a 16, f of 3, 35, f of 5, 46, and then 52, and then 55, and then 58. So add them all up, you have 2 times 262, so the area is 524. This is the area. And then how about 4 subintervals? So for the 4 subinterval, that is a little bit different. So the delta x is equals to 12 minus 0. So now we are divided by 4 intervals. So 12 divided by 4, and then this 3 is the width of the rectangle. So the way we use the 3 is we start at 0, right? And then each step is 3 units long. So 0 plus 3, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, and then 9 plus 3, that is equals to 12. So 12 is the last value. I will close the lines right over there. So we have 4 intervals. You can clearly count that, and then each interval is 3 units long. And then now we are going to grab the midpoint. So midpoint right here, 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 and there. So 0 plus 3 divided by 2, that is 1.5. How about 3 minus 0 divided by 2? How's that? 6 minus 3 divided between 3 and 6. Oh, actually, you know what? It is better to think of 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. 9 plus 6 divided by 2, 7.5. And then 10.5. Do you see that between each mark? That is a 3 units long. All right. And then there you go. You have your M4. That is equals to 3, that is your delta x, times f of 1.5, and then plus f of 4.5, and then plus f of 7.5, and then plus f of 10.5. So f 1.5, so 1.5 is like right over here. And then you go from 0 to 3, so from 0 to 3, there you go, 0 to 3. Miss the cut all the time. From 0 to 3, there you go. That is your first rectangle. And then 4.5, so 4.5 is right over here. From 3 to 6, so from 3 to 6. All right, and then here is your second rectangle. And then 7.5, 7.5 is right over here. So this one goes from 6 to 9. So we have 6 to 9. Like that. So that is your 6 to 9. And then what else? The next one is 10.5. So 10.5 is right over here. And then there you have it. That is the 4th rectangle. All right, so that is the 4th rectangle. And then I am going to leave this to you because in the table value, do you see that I did not tell you what 1.5 is? There is no 1.5. So this one, that's the reason I make this problem. When you encounter this situation, the 1.5, the only ways to do it in this problem, the only ways to do it is you eyeball the value. So you take a look at the graph and then just try to guess what when x is equals to 1.5, what y is equals to. This is what I don't like, because there is plenty of space to debate what the y value is. You might be thinking, right, all right, so based on this graph, when x is equals to 1.5, y is equals to 24. I might be saying that looks like a 23 to me. So there is plenty to talk about. So this one I will just leave the next step to you. But on my exam, I will make sure that this won't happen. So I will either give you a function or I will give you a full table value. So you don't have to guess anything on my exam. But I want you to tell you that when you use a textbook, you might see this kind of problem, all right, which is something that I don't like. Okay, let's move on to the two subintervals. So this one, I will just leave that empty. Let's move on to the two subintervals. So for the two subinterval, I will be using the delta x. So that is 12 minus 0 divided by two intervals, right? So which is equals to 6. So that is the width. And then we go from 0 and then to 6. And then to 12. So clearly we have two intervals. And then what about the midpoint? The midpoint, this one we have a 3, right? 6 plus 0 divided by 2. This is a 3. And then this one is a 9, right? 12 plus 6 divided by 2. That is equals to 9. And then you find out what 3 is. So this is a 3. And then from 0 to 6. So go from 0 and then all the way to 6. And then there you go. Here is your first rectangle. And then when x is equals to 9, that is right here. You extend all the way to 12. And then extend all the way to 6. And here is your second rectangle. All right, so what is the area? The area is M2, right? So we have a M2 that is equals to delta x. The first height is f of 3. And then the second height is f of 9. Okay, write this down. So look at the table value I gave you. When x is equals to 3, y is equals to 35. When x is equals to 9, y is equals to 55. And then this is equals to 540. And then that is the total area of these two rectangle, And again, the purpose of doing this is I am using the area of these two rectangle to estimate the area under the curve, which is only an estimation, because as you can see, there are some overestimation right over there and then some underestimation right over there. All right, so that is the end of this video. If you like the way I explain area under the curve, the left sum, right sum, midpoint sum, all this kind of stuff, give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a million for your support, and I will see you all in the next problem. Signing out.